Well, the Monroe Canyon Fire continues to challenge crews and threaten communities, now scorching more than 55,000 acres with red flag conditions expected through the weekend. Our Cannon Seacrest live now from just north of Burrville, where crews are using burns. It sounds counterintuitive, but burns to stay ahead of this fire. Cannon.
Yeah, that's right, Lindsay. I'm standing here in a field of ash along Highway 24. That's just north of Burrville, where smoke and that gray haze is still sticking around down here from those prescribed burns that firefighters used earlier today to get ahead of this massive blaze. While evacuations from Monroe Canyon have been lifted and the highway is temporarily open, crews warn this could change at any moment.
Sadly, this has turned into a big fire. This is a tough one. It's been a long time since we've had a fire of this magnitude that's impacting so many communities.
The fire has now burned over 55,600 acres and is just 7% contained. Now, crews have been working around the clock, but one of the biggest concerns right now, the fire's unpredictable column collapses, which has been triggering erratic and fast-moving flames.
In my career, I've seen a handful of columns collapse. On this fire here, it's done it 3 to 4 times on us. And so that's some pretty extreme fire behavior.
But despite the challenges, Governor Cox says there is hope.
There's nothing we can do to stop this right now, but we have plans in place. They're executing on those plans. We've been able to get ahead of the fire in a couple places. We had a good day yesterday after a terrible day on Wednesday, and so we're hopeful that we can start to slow this thing down.
With containment still low and more wind on the way, fire officials say it's going to take a lot to get this fire under wraps.
So I'm hoping within the next 2 weeks we can have a footprint where we don't see a lot of substantial growth out of what that footprint is. But this fire is going to continue to burn until we get a season-ending event.
And that means everyone needs to do their part to prevent new fires from starting.
If you're dragging chains, make sure you get those off the ground. Any spark is going to cause a problem for us, and that's going to pull resources now. So if we do have another big fire like this, it's going to be much harder for us to fight both of them. So just please be careful out there.
Now, officials warn Highway 24 could see more closures in the coming days as those crews continue to protect homes and also other infrastructure. Now, even as those evacuation orders are temporarily lifted in some areas, this fire is far from over. Reporting in Sevier County, Cannon Seacrest. Guys, back to you.
Cannon, appreciate it. Bringing in Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy. Now, Alana, this fire erratic, huge, and it's hard to get on top of. You heard officials there say it.
When we have the weather pattern like that with red flag warnings in effect, it makes it really difficult. We're watching the acres continue to grow each day, and we're not far off from major wildfires that we've seen in the past. So as these conditions worsen and continue heading through the weekend, we know that fire is going to continue to cause some issues. Let's look at what fire crews are facing. You know, at times you'll hear that wildfires like this can create their own weather patterns overhead, but that's intense heat, strong winds. We see that with most every large wildfire, which those conditions right now in the mid-80s, very dry terrain that it's burning through, winds pushing it. Not a huge surprise. They're doing prescribed burns around it, very hard to contain when our weather pattern has been consistently with the red flag, meaning that we've seen dry conditions, lots of heat and those winds. We have some smoke out there, eastern side of the state seeing most of that smoke. That includes the Monroe Canyon, but also the smoke coming off of the fires near the Grand Canyon, thicker smoke from Uinta County down to the Four Corners. As we look at our satellite